Celr network has been trending up over the past few days. It has been building its very nice bull flag and is in the process of breaking out. I believe that Celr network has the potential to reach about 40 cents by the end of the first quarter of 2022. Here is the rationale behind my prediction. This is the daily chart for Celr network, and the data I have is to about 6:50 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on December the 25th. The last time when we look at Celr network was on December the 17th. That's when Celr has been trending up for 4 straight days, from about 6 cents all the way to 9 cents. At this point, I also mentioned that I did not believe that Celr was ready for this major spike up in price because the Bollinger Band was still way overextended. On top of that, I did not see a major spike up in volume yet. So the run up, it's just a reaction due to this double bottom. After that, we saw the price retrace. But here's the key. For 7 straight days, Celr was able to ride the 10 days moving average very consistently. Every time when the price dropped below the 10 days, buyers stepped in, and then Celr ended up closing above this red line, which is the 10 days moving average. So this is an indication that the buyer are definitely supporting the price to prevent the price from breaking down. Because they break down from the 10 days moving average, then we're looking at the potential for the price to retrace even further. Example, every time when we see the price drop and close below the 10 days, after that, Celr continue to drive the price down. However, by being able to stabilize over the 10 days moving average for the past week, indicates 2 possible things. First, there is a very high possibility that this low here is the bottom for this retracement. Second thing is buyers are definitely in control and they are preventing the price from breaking down. And then 3 days ago, we saw the buyer very much took over and they drove the price up. And the price continued to trend higher. Right now, Celr is up over 16% or trading at 9 cents on strong buying volume. Remember, right now it's only 7 a.m. and the closing of today's session is not until 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I do expect the volume to increase a lot more. This is definitely an indication that Celr is in the process of reversing direction and it is working toward breaking out of this downward channel. Another very important thing is when Celr was stabilizing over the 10 days, that allowed the Bollinger Band to contract even more. The width of the band is extremely tight and indications that a lot of momentum is being built up. And with the spike up in price today, the Bollinger Band started to expand and Celr is riding this upper band. So Celr is in the process of running up and test the 50 days moving average. It crossed over the 50 days moving average. It will likely test the resistance of this downward channel. Break out and cross over the resistance. This would confirm the breakout of this very nice bull flag. This is the flag. This is the flagpole. And if we look at this pattern here, it is really a repeat of what we've seen in the past. Earlier this year, around the March timeframe, Celr broke out of consolidation, spiked up to 10 cents, and then started this pullback. As you can see along the way, very much trending down following this downward channel. So it was forming a very similar bull flag. This is the flagpole. This is the flag. One very important thing to observe is the volume. When it was spiking up, the volume picked up drastically. During the pullback, the volume tapering off. And then at this point, Celr broke out of the resistance of this flag. So if we look at a bull flag, technically, the target should be this length. That should take it to about 13 cents. And that's precisely what happened. After Celr broke out, started its run up. It ran all the way to about 13 cents, reached our target price, and started this pullback. But then we have the second wave run up that took it all the way to a new high of 20 cents. Why? Because this pattern took 5 months to develop. And the longer it takes to develop, more momentum get built up. So the minute we have a breakout, the momentum pushed the price a lot higher than the technical target price. That's why we have this sort of like a second wave run up in price. As you can see how tight the width of the Bollinger Band gets. Now, when the price ran up, again, very similar to before, we saw this increase in volume. During the pullback, the volume dropped off significantly. Now we are seeing Celr is very much repeating this bull flag. And the technical target should take Celr to, let's put this on the log scale, roughly about 30 cents. But given the fact that this pattern took almost 4 months to develop, it started around the middle of August until now, we would likely see once Celr ran up to about 30 cents, it would pull back. And then we will see the second wave very much similar to this here. That would likely take Celr to at least 40 cents. And once the price top out, I would say at around 40 cents, we would likely see the beginning of a pullback, very similar to how we've seen in the past. And the pullback, based on what we've seen in the past, is roughly about 78.6%. So after Celr ran up to about 40 cents, we would likely see the price retrace to as low as around 15 cents. That is why once Celr reached about 30 cents, which is my technical target price, I would likely take 50% off. And then the minute it reached around the 40 cents, I would likely take the whole thing off and then just wait for the retracement before reopen my positions, because Celr is a great project. After this pullback, it would likely run up again. All right, and why do I think that the price likely would reach about 40 cents sometime around the first quarter of 2022? As you can see, if we look at the past, the minute Celr break out of the resistance of the flag, it takes about 6 weeks for Celr to run all the way to this new all-time high. So what I'm seeing here is it would likely take another, I would say, couple weeks or so for Celr to break out of the resistance of this flag. And after the breakout, it doesn't take that long for this thing to run up. So it's very likely that sometime around the first quarter of 2022, Celr would hit my target price of 40 cents. That's it for this video, and don't forget to click that like button and reward me with a like if you appreciate the content that I'm presenting. Also, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button and subscribe, and make sure you turn notification on. And if you have Twitter, make sure you follow me at VietMaxim, because I provide constant update on all of our favorite cryptos.